My country is in disarray. Funding is drying up. The government is doing what the government is doing. And I feel very powerless, very helpless, and very trapped in this situation. There is a program here in Washington State called ABD, Age, Blind, and Disabled Help, and received a HEN grant that is for housing and essential needs. They also offer a grant for rent costs. So I've been told that I have $900 to $1,000 for a home to become more stable in the situation that I'm in. As you know, I'm in my car, and I have contacted places, and I have looked, and I have contacted management groups. You cannot find a place for $900 or $1,000. And I can remember just back in 2017, houses were $850 a lot of the time. So that worked fine almost a decade ago, but it is absolutely not caught up to our current political and financial and economic issues that we're having today. So what have I done? I have contacted other places for grants. I have contacted management companies and landlords to find out some more. I have contacted the places who are in charge of these grants and have been told that, in fact, I can't put my own money toward it at all. So let's say I found a little studio house somewhere, maybe it's on somebody else's property. I've seen a couple of those listed, and let's say it was $1,500. I am not allowed to put my own funding toward it. And I'm not allowed to look for other grants to help make up the difference. I am stuck with $900 to $1,000 a month to find a place for stability. And if that isn't bad enough, there's another caveat that will keep homeless people stuck in homelessness and not be able to get free or get a leg up. And that's the fact that almost all landlords, and I have not found one yet, or a management company that works with landlords, all of them require a 3-time amount of the rent as your income. So let's say the house is $1,000 a month. They require you to make $3,000 per month in your income, even when you're getting a grant for housing. And it is guaranteed. Rent is guaranteed to be paid. I don't understand how badly this system is rigged. It is set up for us to fail. And I'm angry. And I feel so trapped. Recently, I ended up getting sick and not feeling very well. I had some other issues going on, and I called numerous charities and organizations to just get a hotel room, just for a few nights. And there was no one. All of them said that funding had been dried up. I don't know where you are, or if you're dealing with living in your car, or homelessness, or lack of being able to get a job that you need, or remote positions, but this is I feel like this. I feel like I've been working so hard to get out of this situation, and I kept hearing people say, oh, just reach out, call these places, and you'll start to be able to, get out of it. There are programs for situations like yours to help you. But now I'm realizing that it's not truly like that. And perhaps you're in a state where you found a great deal of assistance and actual help to get you out of the situation you're in. But I am not finding the same thing here. I am finding that grants are disappearing, that government funding is drying up, that funding from charities, they are taxed to their maximum capacity right now. They have talked about COVID and fentanyl and those issues being a huge type of tsunami that wiped them out over the past few years. So people who are struggling in other ways, whether they're physically sick, disabled, or having some other issue, the help isn't there anymore, or it can't come fast enough. Now, please understand, I am incredibly grateful for the ABD program, the Age Blind and Disabled program. And I think that Washington has one of the highest amount for the grant given. And I'm very grateful for that. Because of that, I am sure to have gas in my tank. I am sure to be able to have food, but it barely leaves anything to save. I can't use it towards housing. And by the way, for the Housing and Essential Needs Program grant, you have to have a place that is attached to running water and electricity, which means something like a tiny home that might be off grid doesn't work. It is not negotiable. So it's these tiny little steps. And I see these people living in their cars. They are living in storage units. But I know that right now people are doing whatever they can to survive this onslaught and economic crisis. Wherever you are in the world and in the United States, I hope that you are financially secure and that you weather this storm. And that if you're living in your car or are not doing very well, if you're facing eviction or reaching out for help, hold out your hope. Don't let it go. Keep fighting for yourself. Keep believing, because I do believe that better days are coming. I hope that you're doing very well with your health, your finances, and that you are happy. It used to be that they called that the American dream, the pursuit of happiness. Isn't that what it was called? Right now, I do not feel like I'm in the pursuit of happiness. I feel like I am surviving every day, all of the time. It's really not a fun place to be. It's not a fun place to not have savings. It's not a fun place to have your car when you wake up in the morning, when you have nowhere to really go. And that's where you're going to sleep at night. I understand that many people are turning to living in their car because they don't have a choice. If you're able to go to campgrounds and you're able to find places like state parks to camp at, it makes a big difference. But if you're somebody who doesn't do great tolerating very hot weather or very cold weather, like me, you're going to find yourself more in the coastal regions as much as possible. And there's not a whole lot in the way of lands that are public lands just to boondock in. I could advocate for living in a stand-up van and an RV all day long because you have the amenities that you need. But having to live in the car, it wears on you after a long period of time. It is no longer an adventure. I can't pretend it's an adventure, and I was desperately trying to. Right now, I consider myself very fortunate. I have found a couple of small adjacent towns that I am able to boondock curbside, and then there is a large spacious library that I am able to go to during the day, and there is a state campground that I am able to take showers in, which has been a really big relief. But there's still that feeling of I leave the library and I go cook at a park where there's a plug-in, or I have to set up my table and cook with my propane stove outside, and then I might sit at the picnic table, or I sit in the front seat of the car and wait until it's dark. It's not easy to pull out your laptop or try to get anything done, or to even try to feel creative at this point when everything else is this chess game of survival, and every move you make has to be monitored and deciphered. Got to make sure I have enough water, I have to make sure I was near a bathroom, have to make sure that the place that I'm sleeping in is safe. I am meant for more than this. We are all meant for more than this. And it is my hope and my belief that as we continue to move forward in our lives, that we will all obtain the things that we are striving for, and that we won't give up, even if it feels like all around us there's a brick wall. I believe I'm busting that out brick by brick, and I hope you are too. I don't know what happens next. I really don't. I'm concerned. I paid over $1,000 into the car to get here to the PNW, Pacific Northwest, and I know that if something else goes down on it, I am not going to be able to put more money into it, and I don't want to. I would much rather have a stand-up van. I've thought about doing a GoFundMe maybe in a couple more months to be able to do that. I have still been seeking out online positions, but again, being in this situation doesn't lend to those kinds of abilities to be able to do it. I have to be in a place a lot of times, unless it's project-based, and I am very willing to do project-based remote work if I could find some. My books are getting more and more recognition over on TikTok, and I am believing for them to go viral over on that piece of social media, and as soon as I can have more money to put into advertising, that is another step. Right now, I'm doing all of the logistical work that I need to do to get the help that I need, and it takes a lot of time. I'm also trying to take it easy on the downtime so that I am relaxing and not putting my body through extra stress. I am walking regularly. That has been helpful for my mind, and I'm also on day 22 of the carnivore diet. That's right, 22 days, just meat, or I should say beef, butter, eggs, and fish. That's it, with water. I still do drink stevia drinks. I have absolutely stopped all coffee and all chocolate. I really do feel like it has helped my mental health and is helping my physical health as well. As always, I have videos that I'm working toward making. These things are always swimming in my mind. I've got things I want to do and talk to you all about. It has just been one day rolling into the next where I've been unable to do it. I'm really grateful for those of you who are sticking around and being there for me. I am so appreciative. I also know that I haven't been answering comments, and I said I would, but I felt too emotionally fragile at this time to really feel like I can dig into the comments and weed out the kind words from the words that are not so kind. So please bear with me, and I will get back to them. And if you leave a comment, which I hope that you do, just know that my plan is to go back when I'm feeling stronger and get to those comments, because they really mean a lot to me. I really hope that this video finds you well, and that once I get it into editing, that it's usable, because I know that I may have rambled at some point. But thank you. Thank you all of you who have left beautiful comments of support, who have left super chats, who have given to Cash App and PayPal and Patreon. I see you. I recognize this, and I am so grateful for your friendship. Also, as always, if you like to read romance and romantic suspense, please check out my books, available on Kindle Unlimited and in paperback, and hopefully soon someday audio. Again, wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're doing well. Find moments of happiness that can fuel your soul. I'm very much hoping in some time that I'll be able to, of course, get over into Canada and possibly even down and around to some of the ocean areas of BC or over in Washington State, where there's some more expanse of actual rolling waves, because I miss that about California. Anyway, sending love out there to everyone. Take care. Don't ever give up. See you in the next one.